Want to know the secrets to my restaurant style marinara sauce? Stay tuned to see all of my tips and tricks here on Avoid Glyphosate. So here I'm starting off with some onions. These are just regular organic yellow or just regular onions. I'm not being too precise with chopping it. These are going to be going ahead and being caramelized slightly. So now I'm going ahead and heating up a pan and putting some organic olive oil in. And I don't want to get this too hot. I want to stand by this and look. And now I'm adding some organic crushed red pepper flakes. I don't want to go very far from this. I just want things slightly incorporated into the oil, and you can smell it. See there, it's just slightly. And now off camera, I'm getting ready some garlic and parsley paste. It's just some finely diced and minced garlic and parsley. And this is actually one of the secrets to this sauce. See, I went ahead and added it there. So I do not want to get this too cooked. I just want it slightly brown. That is the key. So the garlic and parsley have to be cooked together, and you have to do the parsley and the garlic. It has to be both. And now I go ahead and add the onions, and see the oil is slightly a different color from all of that. And now I'm going ahead and adding some Himalayan salt, just a generous amount, and some pepper. I'm doing some freshly ground. I particularly like that. I think it gives it more flavor. And now I'm getting ready some Italian organic dried seasonings that I got from Costco. It's some parsley, marjoram, thyme, basil, dried, and I just add a generous amount to it. And then I'm also going ahead and getting some water. I am getting some alkaline water from my electrolyzer. And I'm just adding enough water just for the top of the onions. I learned this trick from America's Test Kitchen and a few other places to caramelize the onions without having to stand at the stove, constantly stirring. This is about 15 minutes in. You can see the water has evaporated a lot. If you could add some more water if you need to, so that things are bubbling, and takes maybe about 20-30 minutes maybe. I'm just guesstimating. And more of the water will evaporate and the onions will be more cooked. So that's why I don't really worry about things being too precise when I'm chopping the onions, just because they're going to be cooked down and simmered later. So they'll be more broken down and more easy to chew. And see, there. So now I'm adding more of that garlic and parsley. Forgot if I added it last time, so I'm just adding some more to make sure. And I'm adding it in the one corner so that it browns. I don't want to stir it in with everything just yet, and it's in some oil in the corner over there. So, and once that's browned, I'll go ahead and add some tomato paste. I particularly like the one that comes in the glass jar, but you do you. And I add about 3 cans of tomato paste. 1 can of tomato paste for each can of sauce that I use is typically what I use. So if I use 4 tomato paste and some more onions, I would use 4 cans of crushed tomato. So I also, when I add the tomato paste, I don't like to get it too dark after this point. Some people could to just get a different taste to the sauce. I just do it a little bit. So there. Now that it's all stirred in, I just get a little bit of a color and make sure I scrape up the bottom of the pan to make sure that there's no bits on the bottom and make sure they're all incorporated in. And now I go ahead and add cans of crushed tomato. I get the can that comes in the glass jars. The reason why I do that will become apparent later, but this is what I particularly like to do. So I add about 3 cans of these tomatoes, and this is done. I don't usually cook it further after this point. I usually reheat the sauce, so I don't usually cook it again because it's just cooking it maybe 3 times. So there, I added all the crushed tomato, And I'm just stirring all of it in, and at this point it's ready to use for me. I'll be making some pasta later because this was hard work. So the reason why I use the glass jars is so that I can use them as containers later. If you don't want to give away some of your containers to certain people that don't give things back, this is a great way to just share your food and not have to worry, because it is something that eventually gets either recycled or thrown away. So I go ahead and fill all these jars, and even the mason jar there. These mason jar funnels are really good for all of these tasks. And I'm even reusing that jar that I have with the garlic and parsley, just as a way to save on having to do too many dishes, and just to import more of that garlic and parsley flavor into the sauce. But as a reminder, the secret to it is that that garlic and parsley is slightly toasted, so that does particularly matter when this. But do whatever you feel like doing. And there, I like these little jar lids for the mason jars. And now I go ahead and I make one of my favorite gluten-free pastas. This is made with organic lentils and brown rice. These are spirals, and these are meatballs that are organic and grass-fed and gluten-free. I drain the pasta, and next I put the meatballs in the same pot as the pasta with just a little bit of pasta water. Let them heat up a little bit, and next I go ahead and add the sauce. And then once I have the sauce like this, I put the lid of the strainer back on, and I just let that heat up till the meatballs are cooked through. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, or if you have any ideas, or you have any secrets you want to share about your cooking and how you like to do things and how people enjoy what you cook, please share them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Avoid glyphosate, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.